Banta Berensyah. Once upon a time, in a remote village in the district of Nongro Aceh Darussalam, there lived a widow with a son named Banta Berensyah. Banta is a hard-working child who is skilled at playing the flute. Both mother and child live in a bamboo hut with a grass roof and dry leaves in a condition that is almost collapsing. When it rains, water freely enters it. The shack building is completely uninhabitable anymore. But what to do, let alone the cost to repair the hut, even for daily meals they have difficulty. To survive, the mother and son winnowed husks in a rice mill belonging to his brother named Yaqub. Yaqub is a rich merchant in the village. However, he is known to be very miserly and greedy. All his actions are always calculated to gain his own profit. Sometimes he only paid Banta's mother with a handful or two of rice. The rice was only enough for the widow and her son to eat for a day. One day, the widow went alone to the rice mill without Banta because he was sick. How disappointed she was when she arrived at that place. No one pounded the rice. That way, of course she can't collect husks and earn rice wages. Feeling disappointed and sad, the middle-aged woman returned to her hut. When she arrived at the shack, she immediately approached her son who was lying limp. The child's face looked pale and his body was shaking, because his stomach had not been filled with any food since morning. Mother. Banta is hungry, whined Banta. The widow was silent as she gazed softly at her son. In fact, her little heart was torn apart hearing her son's whining. However, she could not do anything because there was absolutely no food left. There was only a glass of white water next to her son. Slowly, she grabbed the glass and gave to Banta's mouth. Banta drank water from the glass as a substitute for food to get rid of his hunger. After drinking water, Banta felt his body gain a little extra energy. With love, he looked at his mother's face. Then, he slowly got up from his sleep while wiping clear tears that came out of his mother's eyelids. "Why are you crying?" asked Banta in a low voice. The middle-aged woman's mouth could not say anything yet. With glassy eyes, she just sighed. Banta looked deeper into his mother's eyes. Actually, he understood the reason why his mother was crying. Mom. Banta knows why Mom is shedding tears. "Mom did not get paid today," said Banta. "That's it, Mom." Banta knows, Mom has been trying hard to earn a living so that we can eat. Maybe good luck is not on our side yet, he persuaded. Hearing Banta's speech, the middle-aged woman gasped. She had never thought before that his only son, whom she thought was still a child, turned out to be quite mature in his mind. Feeling happy, she hugged her son's body while shedding tears. The feeling of happiness seemed to have erased all the pain and inner fatigue that had burdened her life all this time. "Banta, my son, Mother is very proud to have a child like you. I love you very much, my son," said Banta's mother with emotion. His mother's love and attention really gave new spirit to Banta. His limp body suddenly regained energy. He then looked at his mother's face, which looked pale. He realized that right now his mother must be hungry. Therefore, he asked his mother for permission to go to his uncle, Yaqub's house, to ask for rice. However, his mother prevented him, because she understood her brother's miserly behavior. "No, my son, don't you know yourself that your uncle is very calculating? He certainly won't give you rice before you work," said Banta's mother. Banta understands, Mom, but what's wrong if we try it first? Maybe Uncle will feel sorry for us, said Banta. Many times his mother prevented him, but Banta still insisted on going to his uncle's house. Finally, the woman gave permission. So Banta went to his uncle's house. When he entered the yard of the house, he suddenly heard a loud voice snapping at him. That voice was none other than his uncle's voice. Hey, son of the poor, don't beg here, said the rich merchant. Uncle, have mercy on us. Give us a handful of rice, we are hungry, said Banta. Ah, I don't care if you starve or die. The merchant scolded him again with even harsher words. How disappointed and heartbroken Banta was. It was not the rice he got from his uncle, but abuse and insults. He returned home feeling sad and upset. Unnoticed, his tears dripped down his cheeks. On the way home, Banta heard news from a citizen that the king of a country not far from his village was going to hold a competition. The king had a beautiful daughter named Terus Mata Princess. She is like an angel who gathers all the charms of the outside and the inside. The skin is very smooth, white, and clean. Terus Mata Princess will accept proposal from anyone who is willing to find her clothes made of gold and copper. Hearing the news, Banta also tried his luck by going to find clothes that the princess wanted. He hurried back to his hut to meet his mother. When he arrived at the hut, he immediately sat down next to his mother. Banta told her mother about his desire to participate in the competition. He tried to persuade his mother to grant his wish. Mother has tried to give the best for Banta. Now Banta is almost an adult. It's time for Banta to work hard to give the best for Mom. If Mother approves of this sincere intention, allow Banta to go to change the fate of our lives, asked Banta. Banta, my son, you are a devoted child to your parents. If that is your decision, I will allow you even though I have to part with you with a heavy heart, said the woman. Banta said goodbye to his mother and his mother gave him taro leaves and Banta's flute. Coincidentally, Yakub was also going to sail, so Banta boarded his uncle's boat. On the way, Yakub told Banta that his destination was different from Banta's. Yakub wanted to head north while Banta headed west. Banta used the taro leaves his mother gave him to continue his journey. The taro leaves apparently held Banta's body strong until he arrived at his destination. Arriving at the place where he was going, Banta rushed to look for weavers who had fabrics made of gold and copper. Apparently the cloth is not an easy cloth to find. Banta had to look for 7 weavers before he found the cloth that Terus Mata Princess wanted. Banta was very happy because after looking weavers he finally found the cloth too. Banta realized that he had no money to pay for that cloth. Therefore, he paid for the cloth by playing a song for the weaver. The weaver agreed to listen to the song Banta played using a flute. After finishing playing the song, Banta thanked the weaver and he headed home. He put the cloth into the flute he brought. On his way, Banta met Yakub's boat. Yakub invited Banta to board his boat. Unexpectedly, Yakub snatched Banta's flute and then broke the flute. Yakub found the cloth made of gold and copper. Yakub then threw Banta from his boat and left Banta in the middle of the sea. Banta, who was carried away by the current of the sea waves, was stranded on a beach and was found by a couple who were looking for shells. They took him home and raised him as a child. After living with his adoptive parents for some time, Banta begged to return to his hometown to see his mother by using his magic taro leaves. When he arrived at his hut, he was greeted by his mother with a feeling of joy. Then, Banta told what happened to him to his mother. Banta's mother did not expect that Yakub would do evil to Banta. There was news about Yakub and Terus Mata princess wedding. Banta said goodbye to his mother and rushed to the wedding. When Banta arrives, the wedding ceremony will begin. Suddenly in the middle of the wedding ceremony, an eagle entered and flew around the building. The eagle made a sound and said that the cloth made of gold and copper that was on Yakub belonged to Banta. At first no one heard the eagle, but the eagle flew low so its voice could be heard by everyone in the room, including the king and Terus Mata princess. Yakub, who started to panic, then tried to escape through the window, but tripped his foot so he fell from the window and died. After that event, Banta was married to Terus Mata princess. Their wedding party was held for 7 days and 7 nights with great excitement. Not long after they got married, the king, who felt he was getting old, handed over his position to Banta. Banta invited his mother to live with him in the palace. Finally, they lived happily with the whole palace family.